Hello guys, how you doing? This is Sapiens, and if like me you're a massive fan of this game, then hopefully this is a tutorial that will help you get up and running much quicker than I did in my Let's Play series. I'm going to show you a few important things and just give you some general ideas of how to sort of manage your Sapiens, and I think it should help you, especially if you're struggling a little bit with the game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a brand new world that will just completely start a new seed, and we'll say create world. I love this game so much. It's incredibly good, and I cannot wait to see how much it grows. For millennia, sapiens have been exploring Munbini. Okay. Let's just pick something random. Now, at the moment, we don't have any boats. In the future, there will be boats for trade and stuff like that. So it's probably a good idea that you pick something on the mainland. If you pick something nice and close to the water, and I do mean close, because when we zoom in, you'll realise that that's really quite far away from the water. So anything that's sort of touching the edge is probably going to be on the water's edge. It's perfect. Look at this. Absolutely stunning. What a fantastic game this is. And we've picked an almost perfect location here. Other than the fact it looks absolutely stunning. Look how gorgeous that looks. Kudos to the development team. Kudos, kudos, kudos. Okay, so the tutorial will guide you quite nicely, but if you're anything like me, you'll get distracted by the 10 million other things that you can do in this game, because this game is just so good. First thing you need to do, of course, is to get some warmth and some shelter. So I'm just looking around for something to eat, actually. There's not much in terms of food in this area. Oh! Except for this lovely woolly mammoth here, who appears to be dead. That's going to rot in a few days, so that's going to be my priority, is to get that carved up and in an eatable condition. What are these trees here? It is an apple tree. Oh, okay. I couldn't see any apples. Yes, I can see them now. Right, great. So we've got some food here. We've got the animal carcass there. And obviously we've got... Not that we need water right now, but eventually, you know, we've got a source of water. But if this isn't a lake, if it's the sea, then it would be salty, so we wouldn't be able to drink it. We don't need to worry about that too much right now. So let's begin by starting ourselves. I think here would be good. Yeah. So we've got different types of soil. We've got poor soil and we've got normal soil. There's also rich soil, which is good for growing stuff. But let's begin by clicking here, clicking on select more, dragging a 10-meter area, and then clear that area for hay. So the hay will allow us to create some beds, make some thatch and stuff like that. But all these things we need to learn. So we're going to have to be thoughtful. Oh, look. Gooseberry bush. I don't really like gooseberries personally, but I've never actually bothered to discover the gooseberry bush in this game. It's something new for me to explore. Now, before we can use this carcass for anything at all, we are going to need to discover stone knapping. That means smashing two stones together until you get a nice sharp edge on one of them. That will allow us to sort of dissect the animal and hopefully get some food stuff. Now, if I press tab, you see in the top left hand corner, we go to super fast speed. Sometimes that's really beneficial, most of the time it is not. So you've got to be careful with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a storage area down. I'm just going to pause the game so they don't go crazy. I'm going to put 2 storage areas down, and I'm going to click on one, and I'm going to manage the storage, and I'm going to put down here hay. And in the other one, I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to put branches. In fact, I'm going to put another 2 down. One is going to be small rocks, and one is going to be one was going to be mammoth meat, but until you've actually gathered some meat, until you've gathered an item, you can't actually add it to storage area. So we'll leave that one as blank for now, and it should sort of autofill itself. So you see, if I speed things up, once they've finished ripping up some hay, they should now start storing it over here. Now this is wet hay, and in the future it may be the case that wet hay interferes with dry hay, so you have to store them separately, but right now it doesn't seem to make any difference. But we're in early access. These are things that I'd like to see implemented later, but they're not implemented right now. So we've got some hay.
Doggy. Miss Sonala. Sinä pelenseni.
There we go. Job done. So there's enough hay there for us to build a few little bits and bobs. Nothing too serious right now. The next thing I think we need to do is come over here, and again we'll select more, and we'll drag the radius out. You can see within 39 meters there are 3 trees. So I'll click on select, and I'll say gather pine branches. So they'll be running off and doing that. And in addition, I want to have a little look around for some small rocks, like so. So I'm going to select more. I'm going to any small rocks, select and store. So let's speed that up a little bit. And you'll see that our storage will fill up quite quickly. Now it's warm at the moment, so we're not in any need. We don't need any jumpers. And I think to start with, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. So to start with, everybody has a warm jumper anyway. You can see some of the hay is drying out already, which is great. But in the winter months, when we've got more people, we'll have to kill some alpacas and use their wool skin to get some more jumpers. I think you can do it with mammoth as well, but we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Right, so we've got a couple of stones building up. So whilst they're off doing that, I'm going to build a crafting area. Now, sometimes it makes sense to sort of stick it next to the area that you're going to be working in. So it helps me to sort of mentally keep track of what's going on. So I want to turn those stones into knives. So I'll put another storage area this side. And when it comes up, because it won't come up yet, I'll put knives here. In fact, let's change this one to bones. And then I can sort of utilize the two together. You'll see that we're getting a little bit of extra hay because they're clearing the area before putting this down, which I love. I just love the way that that's put together. There we go. So what we're going to do here is we're going to create... at the moment we can't create anything, so what we need to do is we need to click on a rock and investigate it. And click on the hay and investigate that. So they'll be off discovering these little bits and bobs, and whilst we're at it, let's click on the sticks and start investigating that as well. And what will happen, you'll discover, is the kid's going to figure out how to smash 2 rocks together. This guy's going to learn how to start a fire, and this guy is going to learn thatching, I think. That's the first thing that he'll learn. this is definitely a period you want to speed up. It looks like fire is going to win this particular competition. Oh, watch it, dude. Your legs are on fire, madam. Okay, so we now have torches and fire. Now, one handy thing to do is to just pop down a light source so that you can continue to do things when it's getting a little bit dusky. So we can now put a campfire in. That's going to require a couple of rocks. Think about where we want our house to be. I'm going to pop it sort of right about there, and then the house can go. I'm trying to look for a flat bit of land. You can flatten out land, but it's easier if you just find a bit of flat land to start with. I'm going to need some more storage here. This one's going to be for large rocks. Try and keep things organised like that. Sleeping in beds. Yes, we need to get some beds sorted out. But once we've learnt thatching, we'll have a house in which to put the beds. And I think that's a much better idea. Keep speeding along. Whilst they're busily doing the bits that they're doing. Breakthrough is nearly complete, so we nearly have a knife. We nearly have thatching. Okay, so now we have rock napping skill. That allows us to come in and craft a bunch of different things. So we're going to start with the stone knife. And I'm going to try and go for 5 of those. Because we're going to need those quite often. We are imminently close to thatching. Bomb. So we now have the thatching skill. So if we come into the build menu, you can see that we've actually got some sort of house-shaped things that we can build and enjoy. I'm just going to go for a very basic build here. Nothing too complex. That should be just about big enough for everyone to sleep in. There you go. So that's a very nice little thatched house for everyone to move into. You can build your own thing. You can really explore and do whatever you want. I'll go and send someone over there to investigate the mammoth, and we'll figure out that we can hunt that bad boy and speed things up. Okay, so we've got some lazies going on here. What we're going to do is we're going to send them out. I can investigate a pine tree. Let's do that. And we'll also come over here and collect some more pine branches. Because obviously we've run out of pine branches already. And we haven't even got one wall up yet. I love the way that they put what they need next to the wall before they build it. I think it just adds to the realism. So we're almost done there. We're almost got a mammoth carcass to enjoy. And we'll have a fire coming soon. So we're about just over 2/3 of the way through the day, so it's going to get dark pretty quick. So what I'm going to do is try and get a couple of beds down. Quite important to get the beds down before it gets dark. Actually, with just the 4 of them, I think we'll go 1, 2, 3. Bit of a squeeze there. Oh. So that'll give them somewhere to sleep this evening. The breakthrough is nearly complete. We nearly have mammoth meat for dinner. So we've discovered tree felling, and we've also discovered butchery. So now I can butcher this animal, and I've prioritized that by clicking on the little arrow. We have a fire here, and once we've stored this piece of mammoth meat, let's put it in this block here, but not before, which is a little frustrating, I have to say. We should. Oh no, I've got to. Yes, I forgot. I need to investigate it first, and then I can cook it. That's right, I remember now. So we've got lots of people doing lots of jobs right now. We definitely need some more branches. One of the best places to get branches are apple trees because they're so close together. So let's select those and gather the branches from there. What might make sense is to put a little torch over there so that we can see what we're doing. One in between because sapiens don't like being in the dark. So I think the chances of us having a house and everything up and running before the end of the day is a little unlikely. But we can rough it today because the weather's hot. If the weather was cold, I think we'd be in a slightly more difficult position. But this time tomorrow, we will be absolutely set. Absolutely set. We're almost out of branches again. See, there's lots of meat coming in here. I urge you to follow all the tutorials. It will help you. It will definitely help you. We'll have a look at roles in a minute once we've got everything done. But at the moment, with our limited skill tree, there's not really a huge amount of sort of diversification. There's one person for every job and everybody's kind of helping out with the collecting and moving of goods. There you go. We've got some mammoth wool skin. It's brilliant for beds and stuff. At the moment we've just got hay beds because it's quicker to build. We're running a little low on hay as well, so we're going to have to get some more hay tomorrow. There's quite a few branches over here. Not sure where those branches came from, to be honest. That's weird. Did he chop down the tree? Oh, maybe he did. Maybe we have some logs. Yeah, these are logs. So, I'll need to put down another one of these. Pop it there. I'll say this one is for logs. And that just helps keep everything neat and tidy. So you can see the mammoth is gone. We've got all of these fantastic goods now. And eventually someone will come and discover this. But already we've got one person sleeping, 2 people sleeping. So it looks like they're going to be sleeping under the stars tonight. And when everybody is in bed asleep, or just asleep, they don't necessarily have to be in bed. But when they're asleep, time will speed up. So the nights will pass quicker. That's 3 in bed. This guy here, the kid, the youngest of all of them, still busy doing stuff. Look at that. Determined to put that torch up. Yeah, I think he's going to get tired. So when he when he falls asleep, you can just pick him up and tell him to go and sleep over there. You can see he's not very happy now. So if I pause it and you click on this guy, you can come down here, you can see that he's well rested because he's just had a break, but he's not very happy, and he's also not very loyal to the tribe because he needs a rest, and he doesn't want to sleep outside, he doesn't want to sleep on the ground. So these are all the key things you've got to keep track of with the sapiens. I think he has a bed there, yeah? Oh. You know what I did? I miscalculated. We have 5 people, not 4. So, at some point, we need to put another bed in here. There's a bit of a tight squeeze in there, but you can see that we're already gathering quite a bit of stuff. So I'm going to select more. Again, 10 meters I find is basically twice the size of the number of people you've got. So if you've got 5 people, it'll be 10. If you've got 10 people, it'll be 20 meters. It seems to work pretty well that way round. It looks like we need another storage area here. And here we'll accept all skins. Now some things you need to store undercover, some things are perfectly fine being stored outside. But already you can see with just 5 people, very quickly they become overworked and tired and fed up, and they don't want to do anything, and when they don't want to do anything they walk slower. See that they're all hungry, in fact they're desperately hungry. So they're all starving and they need something to eat. So there's a couple of branches here, but there's also loads of apples. So what I might do is come over here, click on more, again stretch it out so it's covering all the apple trees in the area, select and stop gathering apple tree branches and instead gather the apples. Now if you click on it, you can then prioritize, and they'll take this job over all the other jobs they have, and it'll give them something to eat and it'll make them happier. But it has just started raining, so we're in a bit of a situation now. Doesn't always go exactly according to plan. Now obviously the hay is wet, but it's still drying even though it's raining, so I imagine that's something that will change in the future. But here you go, just a couple of apples. That's really going to turn them around. When they're happy and they've got some sustenance in them, they work a lot faster and they can achieve a lot more. So at the moment we're kind of torn between all the different jobs we have to do. But just having apples is good. In fact, what I might recommend is gather the apples first, because eating is definitely a huge part of this game. So maybe I should have gathered the apples first and started building the house second. But I mean, that's entirely up to you which way around you do it, I suppose. Recruitment! Okay, another tribe has been spotted. So if I just pause a second and hit the enter button, it will take me straight to these guys over here. Oh, there's another thing of mammoth over there. I thought I saw 2. So you click on the guy and you click recruit. Click on the guy, click recruit. If you press F2, come up here to roles, and just make sure you've got some people on diplomacy. Now this is the quickest and easiest way to expand. If I click on this, I don't need to prioritize this apparently, so now hopefully they'll come over and just talk to these guys. So here you go. See the little hut wigwammy type icon above his head? So sometimes these guys run off and it's very difficult to catch them, but if they're heading towards you, it's normally a foregone conclusion that they'll join. They're never hostile. You never need to worry about them. So far, in the future that may change, of course. Hopefully these guys will join, if we can catch them. They can smell the meat. That's what it is. That's what it is. So hopefully, any minute now. Yep, he's got his hand up, he's waving, saying hello, we're friendly, would you like to come and join us? And there you go, top right hand corner, Sekulan and Kusi have both joined our tribe. Now, what this does is it affords us the ability to change the task. Whenever you get somebody new, they always have these 4 things picked. Now, sometimes if there's a woman and they're pregnant, they won't be able to do investigation for whatever reason. Yeah, I mean, you've got 2 extra guys here, so it's always a good idea to keep them on general labour. But maybe investigation and diplomacy are 2 things you don't need. What might be more useful is the butchery, the thatch building, the tree felling, and maybe even rock napping. Now, he's absolutely maxed out, which means he's going to get tired very quickly. He's not going to be a happy chappy. So let's bring that back down to 5 out of 6. Well, that's Kusi. Let's just go find the other guy. And the other guy is... Okay, so the same thing with children, actually. Children can't do investigating, so let's just go in here and take them off the investigating and put them on something easy like rock napping, because that really helps us to sort of keep jobs to those that need it. So there's another child here already on rock napping. So I tend to put children on fire starting, because obviously children can carry less branches and stuff like that. So these kind of things are important. Now, you'll notice that these guys haven't got jumpers, so the chances are we're going to need to figure out how to hunt and kill an alpaca, unless we can... Well, actually, I suppose we've got a couple of wool skins already, so it's not going to be a big deal. Let's send somebody over here to butcher this. That is quite far away, so that's going to take some time. Might be an idea to take a torch over, plonk it next to him. That should be achievable. We do have some wool skins here, so we should be all right. So we're going to have a couple of extra people. We're going to need a couple of extra beds. It's going to be a bit of a tight squeeze. They're sure not fussy to start with, let me assure you. Right, now you'll notice that our branch storage area is pretty limited. So if we can... we need to find some more branches, hopefully nearby. Right, so let's start grabbing branches from the birch trees. Oh, I didn't do the apple trees in the end, did I? Right, okay. That's why we have no branches. Okay, so we've got a couple of jobs there, and we're really stacking them up. I think the limit is 5 jobs. Fantastic. Basic cooking. I think the limit is 5 jobs per person. Something like that. So yeah, we just need enough sticks now and enough hay to build this little house. And from that point on, we are going to be in a pretty good position to sort of progress, if you will. So you can see just how far away that mammoth is. That is a long way away. Putting the light here just allows us to work on it later into the night. But again, walking back, they'll probably get a bit grumpy. We're going to have to sort of think about that and plan around that in the future. Now, one thing I tend to do is build one massive house and let everybody sleep inside in that one house. And I put a fire in there and I put some food storage in there. And that works really well. Go watch my Let's Play if you want to see how that pans out. But equally, and in this particular tutorial, I'm just going to build a bunch of small houses so that we can just sort of get to grips with that. Now, we're not really desperately in need of this mammoth meat, but I don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth. I wonder what that was then. I thought it was a little bird. It's the kid. Right, so I think we need another storage area for mammoth meat. And, yeah, I'm going to put a couple more of these down. You're going to need a lot of storage areas. So this one is going to be for pine cones. And once we... oh yeah, that's good. Let's put apples there. That's a good idea. Right, so we've got mammoth meat. I'm just going to say, let's cook 20 of those up. Because cooked meat lasts longer outside than raw meat. And if you hover over it and look at the bottom left-hand corner, you can see that we've got 17 mammoth meat there. And if you click on it, it's going to rot in a few days. So we've got to deal with that. That's got to be dealt with. We'll get ourselves processed sooner rather than later. How are we doing with the collecting of stuff over here? There's a lot to collect.
Doki.
So we're almost done here. This is pretty close to completion. It looks like the mammoth is about to be finished off, which is great. Still don't have a torch here, so I think it's going to get dark and we're going to run out of time to deal with that. But that's okay. Tomorrow is another day. We've got absolutely tons of wool skins. Now, outside, wool skins don't get damaged or anything like that. In the future, I think that's probably something we can expect to see. But for now, it's not a problem. So we've just got to put this last little bit, just the doorway now. So we should have a bit of cover, plenty of food, some warmth from the fire. I think everyone's going to be quite happy this evening. Just check we do have 7 people, yeah. Make sure no one's had a baby whilst I wasn't looking or something. Okay, so we're not going to worry about this torch now. Because we didn't get it built in time. So we're going to just say, forget the torch. Tomorrow we can pick up the rest of that meat and away we'll go. There we go, we've already got a couple of people napping down. Not sure why this kid is not going on a bed. I'll put him on a bed. There you go. Sometimes they just need a little bit of encouragement to help themselves. You see, that's not a bad little development from sort of 2 days. This guy, obviously, is creative, he's musical, so he wants to start playing some musical instruments, etc. Interesting that we don't have any bones from the mammoth, but that's okay. What's this, day 3 I think we're coming into now? You see we're in a much better state than we were to start with. There you go, and everyone's got like a million jobs to do. They're instantly out and fixing and sorting themselves out, etc, etc, etc. Right, now one thing I desperately want to do is come over here and start gathering pine cones. Do it over here as well. Pine cones. The reason for that is, of course, because we want to start planting some trees, and we want to plant it near enough to us so that we can easily and accessibly get plenty of branches and plenty of logs. We don't want to have to travel too far in order to sort of gather these items. You can see at the moment that the trees are pretty spread out, but without too much issue we should be able to gather these cones and plant some trees near us. Now it's going to take probably about a year or two for those to grow, but that's okay, it's not a big deal. And you'll basically utilize that same system with every tree. So here we've got some birch trees, some apple trees, so you take some apples and you can plant more apple trees, and obviously as your colony grows, or your sapien tribe grows, you'll have more people to gather more apples, and that'll just make life a lot easier for everybody. Right, so one thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to expand. I'm going to expand in a way that doesn't interfere with what we have already. So I think the technical name for what I'm trying to build here is a long hut. There you can see work is starting on that already. Now we don't have enough hay. Oh, look, another tribe has been spotted. So let's jump over to them. And it looks like we got some women coming in. Or one woman, two women. Yeah, nice. So that's obviously going to open up the possibility of... okay, this is... I'm going to have to step in here. So these women are running in the opposite direction, which makes life a little bit more difficult. So if you come over here and select this guy, he'll now drop whatever job he was doing and hopefully go over there. There he goes. There he goes. So he's going to go and try and chase them down. Now you can see they're running away. So trying to catch up with them is a real problem. You can't just let him do it on his own. You have to watch him, because if they get too far away, he'll just stop chasing them. And that'll be it. You can see he keeps turning back every now and then. So, oh, what's the point? What's the point? We'll try and catch them up. I mean, I think as soon as they get to the hill, we'll probably be done. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause and I'm going to tell him to run ahead of them. Like so, in the hopes that every time they stop, he gets a little bit closer. But bit of an ask, because they are proper running away. Look, it's kind of funny, really. Right, come on, dude, try and catch them up. No, I don't think we're going to get close enough. Oh, maybe they stopped a bit there. Let's pause again. This time we'll get him to run this way. We get into the end of where we can see them, and they're going to disappear anytime soon. Okay, he's going completely the wrong way. Now, he might be close enough now, so let's try again. The one has vanished. No, they both disappeared. Ah! Now, there's a chance that they may come back. There is a possibility of that. So I'm not going to bring them back just yet. We'll let them mill about and hopefully we'll get lucky. But I think we've missed those two, which is a bit of a shame. That happens sometimes. There's not really much you can do about it. An aspen tree. Oh, I haven't seen those before. New tree type. That's brilliant. So we're running low on branches and we're running low on hay. So we are going to have to make some more. And I'm going to investigate the soil as well because this is going to help us do some planting. So what have we got? 7 people, so let's say about 15 meters. Let's clear that area. Shouldn't take too long with this many people. But they're still over here processing this mammoth as well, so that's going to take their attentions away somewhat. Do we have any pine cones yet? We do, but we can't currently plant anything because we haven't investigated the ground first of all, and the cone second of all. I think we have to investigate the cone as well. You can see the house is definitely growing a bit. Lots more hay, and because it's nice and warm, it should dry almost instantly. You can see it's dry before they even put it down. We should have the hay collected before the end of today, but then we're going to have to go find some more branches. And this is why we want to plant our own trees, because having like 20 or 30 trees in a closed area is a lot easier to process than, you know, the odd tree every 30 meters or whatever. More apple trees over here. It's always good to have a little look around and see what you have. What we got here? Raspberry bushes. Obviously that would be good. The food to bring in nice and close. Clay. Clay's good for pottery, but we don't really need that to start with. That's not a priority. Okay, so that's pretty much all the hay collected. See, there's a small but sufficient stack there. Probably enough to finish the house off. And then we can knock that wall down. And then we can make things a lot more comfortable for everybody. Now this guy here is investigating the soil, and this will allow us to start planting stuff, and that's basically the game changer. Once you've got trees nearby and everything you need within a reasonable distance from you, life just becomes a lot easier to maintain. Life, health and happiness, in fact. So I won't take the wall down this evening because we don't quite have a full roof section here on this side. But I suppose I could, theoretically, stop building that and in fact remove that. And I could put a door there and then we'd have sort of a storage area and a house on the side. Okay, so he's actually learnt digging more than anything else. That allows us to build paths. Right, so here I'm just going to craft a hand axe. I'm going to say 10 of those. Hope everybody gets back in to shelter. Where the hell's he going? But he's sad because he needs music, so he's never going to be particularly happy. And it's dark. I'm not sure what he's actually doing. Just going to tell him to come back because it's already very late and very dark, and he's an incredibly long way away. So you can see we've got a decent amount of hay there, more than enough to finish the house off. What we're lacking at the moment are branches, and there's a bone. Aha, we have our first bone. So I'm going to put someone to investigate that as well, because then we can resolve the music issue. Because we can turn that bone into a flute, and moving further forward we can turn it into a spearhead and a knife and lots of other useful things. Most of our branches at the moment are going onto the campfire. It's far more efficient to have logs rather than branches for the fire. They last a lot longer. So I'm going to chop a tree down and grab that. But obviously for every tree you chop down, you are losing access to certain items. Actually, didn't realise there were branches there. Let's grab the branches because we need the branches still for the house in order to build and expand, etc, etc, etc. Yeah, see, that's why I brought this guy back, because he was just wandering up there, whereas he should have been wandering towards his bed. How long do we have before this meat rots? A few days. Okay. Everyone's asleep. Progress is good. Look at the beautiful stars. And the beautiful water. This game is already very, 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 very good. And it's just going to get so much better. Right, so where I've taken this section out, I'm just going to pop a door in there. And inside we'll put some woolskin beds. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, you can see there's a bit of soil there going up. 7, 8, 9. So a couple of extra just in case we get a few more visitors. Slightly more spaced out. Not that they actually need to be spaced out, but every little helps, so they say. Okay, there's no branches on that one. No branches on that one. This guy's very unhappy. Let's have a look, see why. So he's very cold. So the weather has turned to cold now. Now everyone has got a woolskin coat on. But you see, we've actually run out of woolskin. Probably because I've allocated it all to these beds. Yeah, so that's a bit of a problem. We are going to have to do something about that. Unfortunately, there's not much I can do right now unless we find another woolly mammoth laying around. So what I might do, actually, the sensible thing at this point is to cancel these beds. So, come in here, we'll cancel these, and at some point in the future, we'll have woolskin beds, but for now we'll have to stick with the hay beds. Because otherwise it's going to freeze to death. And that's not going to make him very happy at all. So you can see they're bringing the woolskin back. But once he comes back, we'll put that on and he'll feel a lot better.
Doki.
Okay, that seems to have worked. So we'll replace those woolskin beds with some hay beds.
Doki. Sinapilin semi. Mokupona. Sinasona? Alasona?
I think 12 hay beds is plenty enough.
Oweka. Doki.
And we got enough time, I think, to remove these.
Oweka e ikimi.
Nothing is wasted, which I really like. So when we take the hay down, we'll gain some hay. Or when we take the beds down, we'll gain some hay. Right, so I'm going to chop down that tree, that tree, and that tree. And you can see it started snowing. Got some chickens there. So as the game moves forward, I do feel like perhaps we could get to the point where the winter is more serious, more dangerous. What are we lacking here? Branches. Yeah, we are lacking branches. Should have noticed that sooner. Oh, we still haven't gathered branches from there. So it's going to be a bit of a race to the finish here. We've got all the hay we need. We just don't have any branches to finish off the house and the roof. And I've moved all the beds in there, so it's quite important, whilst it's cold, that we have this fixed. So, yeah, I'm a little concerned. Truth be told, everyone's working hard, everyone's contributing and helping it all come together. Some more branches coming in. Couple more branches coming, except that branch unfortunately is going to go on the fire. It's a little frustrating when we've got logs over here. Logs are much better for the fire, but whatever. So chopping the tree down with a hand axe takes about 2 days. I mean, it's not a quick and easy job at all. I'm going to dig that out, which will flatten the ground as well. Get rid of this lumpy bit that's sort of in the way of the house. Hopefully, about 2/3 of the way through the day, we're getting the last of the walls up. Hopefully we'll get the door and the roof up as well. Bit of a tall ask. We could do with some more branches, really. There's a few branches coming in from the apple trees. Right, so we've cleared this space in here and we're going to turn this into a storage area. So it clicks into the corners quite nicely. You can only get 3 in there because that bed's still in the way. So we're going to allocate this for food. that kid has just brought in some stuff, which I didn't want him to bring in, so that's a little annoying. Let's investigate the apples. Let's also move the apples. So if we click on the apples, come up here to roots, add a new root, add stops. You click on the apple, you come in here and you say put the apples in the apple store, and then remove the root when it's done. Then all the apples will be taken inside. Need to cook up some more of these mammoth steaks. Once the apples have been moved, it'll free up space over here. But I think I'm going to need to put just a couple more storage areas outside, because we've got so much stuff now coming in. And it's just basically taking up all of our space. Are we going to get it done? Have we got enough branches? Yeah, I think we've got enough branches. Will it be done before the evening? It's going to be a tight one. They may finish it in time. It's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. Go on. Yes, the roof is done. Perfect. The door is done. We have a fully functioning house. It's very good. Very good indeed. Right, so I'm going to put another storage area in the corner here. And pause the game. And then this is going to be for... What other food types do we have? We don't really have any other food types. Maybe I'll bring the hay inside, because although it doesn't currently make any difference to anything, it will eventually. Bring the wool skins in as well. Right, so what I want to do is I want to remove all items from here and remove all items from here. That won't happen until tomorrow, but that's okay. Oh no, they're going to do it straight away. Look at this. They're obviously bored. Oh no, they are going to do it tomorrow. So they're all sat down. They've all got more space. It's a much nicer environment. I don't know how that got put there. That was weird. We'll remove that. You can see that the floor is now flat. We took that section out, so that's good. It's all going actually very, very well indeed. People want some somewhere to sit. See, we've got lots of stuff we can investigate. We've also got more things that we can put together. So I'm going to build a flute. I'm going to make 2 of those out of the bones we have. And that will allow us to have music. And music makes everyone happy. You can see the happiness down here. They need music, music, music. They all need music. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4 people need music. So we're gonna actually need quite a few more musical instruments. Maybe I can make some out of the wood once we've investigated that a little more. But yes, everyone's warm. Everyone is fed. So we're certainly not in a bad situation right now. Now, did we investigate the apples? I don't think we fully finished that off, did we? So one thing I've noticed is if you start investigating apples and then move them, it will still hold the investigation, but you won't actually investigate it. So you have to stop that investigation and start it again, otherwise it won't work. So that's just a small logic bug that I'm sure will be fixed pretty quickly. Right, so let's set up a movement here. So we're going to add a new route. Stop when completed. We're going to add stops. We're going to take the mammoth meat. We're going to put it in the mammoth meat store. I'm going to take the wall skin and put that in the wall skin store. You can see if you hover over something, it tells you what is meant to go in there. There's nothing. Oh yeah, hay is going in that one. So come into roots, add another stop. Just say take the hay and put the hay in the hay store. And that's it. So they'll transfer all of that inside, and you can see that this will rot in a few days. When it's inside, I think it will last for about a year or something. Quite a long time. So we've just learnt the planting skill, and that's going to completely transform everything that we do now. Right, so when you see something that's yellow, it means that you can't currently complete it. If you hover over it or click on it, it will tell you why. No capable sapiens are assigned the bone carving role. So nobody can do it because nobody is assigned that role. So if we come into roles and look at bone carving, you can see that we've got 0 people on it. So if you click on it, you can look and see who's suitable. Now, creative people are better suited to things like this. So what you could do with Sikulen is bring him over, so he can now do it. And Kawanan has already got the maximum amount of jobs assigned. So click here, and you can maybe take him off some other things. So see, we've got 2 people doing butchery. We could bring that down to 1. Thatch building, bring that down to 2. And we could put him on bone carving. That would give us 2 people doing that job without anyone being sort of overloaded. If we go to Sapiens and look at roles, you can see there's a couple of people here that are absolutely maxed out. So it's always a good idea, I find, to try and keep them down to sort of 5 jobs maximum. So let's take him off basic building, and we've got enough people doing basic building. Do the same here. And that means every single job has got at least 1 person capable of doing it, and that's very important. And now you can see it's gone green, so somebody with that bone carving skill will come over and they will transport that, which is great. Just wondering what's going on here with this. Did I screw this up somehow? No. Okay, why hasn't that happened yet? Ah, maybe because I've still got this set empty. Yeah, so I wish when it was empty it would automatically untick remove all items, but it doesn't. So you have to go in and manually do that. Right, so what are we, about a week in? What the hell are these guys doing over here? Oh, they're coming to get the rest of the mammoth meat. My god. It's a lot of mammoth meat. Right. The next thing I think we're going to need is some flax. So this is flax. It's wet flax. I think we need to dry it out. I'm not sure. But what that will do, that will allow us to have... There we go, we've got some woodworking skills now. So that opens up a whole bunch of new things that we can build. I think if we hover over this and investigate it again, we can split the log. Although that already looks like split logs to me. But anyway, we can split the log and then we can make some seats so people can sit down around the fireplace. And that will again improve our surroundings and everything. Now, I should have a couple of fir cones somewhere. Let's come up here, click on tribe, look at resources and look for pine cones. 0. Okay, so I don't know what happened to the pine cones. They always seem to disappear. There's a bit of a pain in the backside. So what I'm going to do instead... Oh wow, we don't have many of these. Right, let's gather some birch seeds. I'll do it manually because it's not spotting them. Oh! Hello, 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 hello. New person to the tribe. Every person helps everybody. So I must admit, birch trees are easier to grow than pine trees. So maybe they're best to start with. Right, okay. I'm going to assign somebody to go and speak to this person. Okay, so we can't select him because he doesn't have the diplomacy role selected. So yeah, I think we've gathered this person. Nettie has joined us. That's awesome. That's another hand to help. It's also female, which is good for babies and such. So when we've got some musical instruments, that's really going to help everybody. There you go. We've moved all the meat inside now, and you can see instead of rotting in a couple of days, it's going to rot next year. So that's basically our food for the year now. We're set in stone in that regard. We still have quite a few apples left over, yeah. We're not short of food. Almost got a flute. There you go, he's made his first flute. So now we have the possibility of some music. Going to investigate that. Going to figure out what he can do with it. There you go. And that's going to bring up everybody's happiness, that is. You can see already minimum 3. But it's going to go higher. When they've all got a musical instrument to play, it's going to go even higher still. Right, so let's set this back to accept all. I think this one was set to pine cones. What's this one? Hay? Yeah. We'll set those to all. And we'll come here, and these are birch seeds. So you can just grab any tree and then just basically plonk them down. So we'll start with 15 trees because it takes quite a lot of time and effort to plant a tree. And I think that what I might do is just add a second one of these crafting areas. They recommend 4 in the tutorial. That's maybe a little bit too much for my liking. We'll investigate the flax. That way we can learn how to make effectively string. Once we got string, then we can... why are the wool skins going outside? I think I'm going to screw this up. Let's get rid of that. Put another one in. Take the wool skins and put them inside. Get rid of it when it's done. New breakthrough music. Right, that's really going to open things up now. What do we have over here? So we also have a log drum, so I'm going to craft one of them. So we're going to have a drum and a flute, and that alone is going to really change everything. Right, now the next thing we need are some stone axes. These are so important. Oh, do you know what? I've been trying to figure out how to make small rocks from large rocks. It never occurred to me that that's what that did. So I've just taught myself something. That's an important one, that is. because small rocks are notoriously difficult to find. Big rocks everywhere. Let's go there. Plain rocks, any rocks. Select, store. My word. Can't believe I just figured that out. Well, it's good that I figured it out in the tutorial. That should help you out as well. There's a lot to learn. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, but it's just about managing everything, really. As long as everybody has something, then you're good. Right, I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to say play. What else you can do is you can move it and put it on the wall. So you can put it on the wall in here, and then you can let people play it, and so on and so forth. I think everybody really needs some seating, so I'm going to prioritise that next, I think. Should be able to get 4 benches around this fire. May need to fill in some of this ground here. Work on that later. Very cold, it's very late. They all need to go to bed. Wood building. Look at all this stuff we can build now. Thanks to wood building. But the thing we're going to build right now are split log benches. Now 4 benches doesn't seem like much, but that's an awful lot of work I've just added to the work list. So hopefully, it looks like we've got, because they're all green, so it looks like we've got enough stuff, enough logs to make that without too much effort. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to fill that with soil, just so it brings that section up and flattens it out. That will allow me to put more, extend the long hut a little bit further. So everyone wakes up, has something to eat, has some brekkie. Go and put the benches down. This is going to really cheer them up, having somewhere to sit around the fire. They're going to love that. Massively love it. There we go, we got our first bench, and immediately they're just sat on it going, oh my god, this is so much better than sitting on the floor. So much better than sitting on the floor. Right, a breakthrough has nearly happened. I've forgotten what he's doing. Ah, the flaxseed. Or she, I should say. Alright, wonderful. So, I'm going to create a lot more flax. As much as we can, basically. What do we have here? All rocks, brilliant. So we're getting a collection of small rocks now. You can see we're starting to plant some trees. Now it's going to take about 2 years to get these trees to a point where we can use them. And I wouldn't chop them down necessarily. I'd use them just for branches to start with. And every time you do chop them down, obviously you need to plant twice as many back, pretty much like in real life. But yeah, this is great. So we've run out of mammoth meat. So we're going to have to start hunting alpaca. And there were some about, but I don't see any right now. So that could be a problem. There were some milling about earlier, but if we don't have any alpaca, we really could be in trouble. Oh, pumpkins. Look at this. Massive pumpkin patch. How did I miss that? Right, we'll gather those in. Because the pumpkin will allow us to make some great music. And right, so there's no matching or empty storage nearby. So that's set to apples. We're going to change that to flax twine. So that will then allow this to be placed over here and we can keep track of it. We need dry flax. What are these? So these are wet still. So they do need to dry out. I didn't know if they needed to be dried out, but yes they do. So the guys are going to bring back some pumpkins. What I'm going to do actually, because the hay and the wool skins don't need to be inside. Actually, I think what I might do, I might just expand this. We have to build that one. Turn that into a door.
Sona. Mipilin pona.
Put a
Sinapilin
roof on it.
Sinapona alapona.
We won't bother filling in that section there just yet.
Sinapilin sin.
Right, I'm going to fill in this hex here with some soil. So eventually we can put some more people space over here. But we're going to turn this into a second storage area for the pumpkins and such. So that we don't have to bring the hay, excuse me, and the wool skin back outside. Right, so I'm going to just investigate this. Because what that will do, that will allow us to figure out how to attach like a spearhead to a stick. And then obviously we've got well, basically we've got proper tools. We'll have axes to chop down trees and all sorts of good stuff. So, yeah, well worth doing. Well worth doing indeed. So the rock napping is working out fantastically well. I wish I'd figured that out sooner. Some of my other Let's Plays, I was really struggling to find small rocks, and now I know. Now I know how to do it. So I wish I'd watched my own tutorial, but I would have had to have done it before I made it. Which doesn't really work out. Oh, look at this! That's like a massive selection of rocks. Let's bring that lot in. And that's saying there's no storage area nearby. So what I can do is just plonk. There's the house over there. I'm going to plonk 2 of those nearby. And then we'll have to create a sort of a route to bring stuff over. That's not a big deal. We'll get to that in time. Now you might wonder why this isn't being built. It's not being built because we have no branches. Not a big deal. But I don't think... Yeah, we have no branches yet. Some of the trees do, obviously, but not all of them. Don't worry about it too much. We're planting new trees, slowly but surely. I think there were some flax seeds here. 1 flax seed. So, I'm going to plant that. There. Flax seeds, I have to be honest, are the hardest thing to get hold of. Flax not a problem, but flax seeds are incredibly difficult to get hold of. Right, so we've run out of flax, so that's fine. I wonder if I can... Oh, no. Okay. So, I forgot to assign. You can see how grumpy people are. I thought they were playing music, but it was just that one guy learning how to play music. I forgot to assign anyone to the music role, so let's click on that. And we're going to have to take some roles off these guys, so... so we'll keep him on investigation, and we'll take him off thatch building. We're not going to be doing a lot of thatch building. Planting, flax spinning. Take you off basic building. I tend to take people off basic building first. So I'll put you on music. Add you to music, music, music. Make sure they haven't got too many jobs. And this guy could do one more thing, so let's have him on thatch building. Nope. Okay, you already had 5. Wait, does that mean I've given these maximum things? It does. That's too many things. Basic building off for you. Take you off diplomacy just because we're trying to balance everything out. Right, there we go. So now we have some music capabilities. And that should cheer everyone up. And they're playing a bit of music. I think I don't know, one of ours. Aha! Alpacas. They're back, baby. The alpacas are back. Right, so yeah, I think the last thing I need to show you... There you go. So that's just going to cheer everybody up. Sitting around the campfire, playing some songs. Beautiful. Beautiful. So yeah, the last thing I think I need to show you is the ability to... there we go. Is to make some spears. So we'll start by making a spearhead. Nete is pregnant, and at the moment you won't find where is it? Oh, there used to be a family tab. It seems to have been taken away, but there will eventually be a family tab. So you can see who's related to whom, where, how, etc, etc, etc. This is good. Right, now she's pregnant, so she can't do investigation anymore, so we'll put her on cooking. That should help things along quite nicely. So I'm going to roast some pumpkins. I'm going to roast just 5 of them. Because I do want to try and make a musical instrument out of the pumpkin. I've not done it before. I know it's an option. Not quite there. We're investigating over here. Ah, I can't investigate. We need 1 branch. Oh gosh, really? Oh! Nice. Right. Who's closest? I think you are, sir. Doesn't have the diplomacy role. Right. So adding another 3 people would be tremendous for our group. It would really add a lot to the workforce. Especially in terms of walking further away. What the hell? That'd be awkward. Okay, They've been really, really awkward today. Sometimes I've found they will not do what you ask them to do, no matter how nicely you ask them. Right, so all three of these guys have fallen asleep, right? Brilliant. Right, they've eventually joined us. But now they're all out in the cold and it's really silly. It's really silly. Question is, do I have enough beds for all of them? Don't think I do. Maybe just. Maybe just. They're going to be right proper grumpy as they're out in the cold. They are quite dim, I noticed. Which one? Who have I forgotten to move? You. Woof. Okay, there we go, there we go. So the tutorial wants me to build more crafting areas. I guess I will, because I'm kind of getting to the point where I need to start crafting more stuff. All we need right now is some branches, then we can make some spears, and then we can start hunting alpaca. And from that point on, it's a win-win-win-win. We've planted the trees, you know how to do that. We've built the house, we've extended the house, you know how to do all of this. We now have lots and lots and lots of people. And if I press F2 and come up here to roles, you can see we've got 11 general labourers out of 11 people. And that just makes gathering large amounts of things so much easier. Like branches, like planting, anything really. One thing I haven't mentioned, but I kind of feel is maybe a bit obvious. The skills over here, once they've learnt a skill or started learning a skill, they're much quicker at doing it. But the first time they do it, obviously it takes them a long time. So the new guys have learnt no skills. But, you know, that's okay. Because they know nothing, I guess. Problem. Right, so everybody's up and about. Milling about and working. I need to find some branches from somewhere. Must be branches here, yeah. Branches? Yeah. Branches? Lovely. 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 Right, that'll do. Right, there's more. Agriculture. Now that the tribe's immediate need... So this is the tutorial, basically. I mean, we've already done that. We're well ahead of the tutorial now. Press M. Get a world view of the map. Press M again. Takes you back down. Yeah, I think I've taught you everything except for making spears. So we're working on a spearhead right here. We just need a stick. There we go. Now we can do the working out a tool thing, and then we can make a spear, and then we'll just hunt an alpaca, which again is a skill that we don't have, so we're going to have to learn how to do it. At which point we should have enough wool skins for everybody, but I think actually we've already got, yeah, got a ton of wool skins. Not a problem. What we're lacking, and you'll find this in your game, is lots and lots of lots and lots of branches, which are incredibly difficult to come by until you start planting your own trees, as it were. Already one there. Okay. Oh, steady on, steady on. Last thing to build. Triangle. Beautiful. Oh, hang on. Was I a bit stupid there? I think I was. Let's remove that and put a door in there, otherwise no one can get in. There we go. And I think this bit of soil here needs to be filled to flatten it out. So, I mean, even though we got more people making all the jobs easier to do, we're still in a position where there is so much to do that nobody gets to rest. I mean, I have got a Let's Play series where we are so on top of everything that there are people sitting around doing nothing. And I even built a little community area so we could all sit around, have a party, have a barbecue, play some songs, all that kind of good stuff. So, yeah. It is possible. It's possible. Definitely possible. Right, this one I want to store axe heads. This one I want to store spearheads. And we'll put another one here. This one will be for spears, so except none. Except none, because I don't want anything going in there until we built it. You'll see everyone's just really working hard now. Let me just jump into the roles real quick and make sure that everybody is working fairly. So this guy could definitely be doing more, so you can go help planting. And you could probably help with the thatch building. And who else is not really doing much? So Nettie is pregnant, so she can't do that. So let's put her on butchery. Yeah, butchery. One thing you'll have to watch, of course, is when people die. Someone needs to take over their jobs. But it's always a good idea to have a minimum of 2 people doing everything if you can get to that point. Because then you've always got somebody available to do something. It looks like we're just about to achieve this tool making system. Go. We have our first spear, guys. We have our first spear. So now, if we pick an unlucky alpaca, like this chap over here, we can do an investigation on him. Somebody will go and investigate how to hunt, and we'll move on from there, I guess. So what are we planting here? I've forgotten already. Spearheads. So let's make stone spearheads. I think we're already making spearheads. Have I got spearheads? Yeah, I've got spearheads already. Right, so scratch that. Instead, we will make a stone spear. We'll take all those stone heads from there and move them over. What have we got here? That's an accept all, that's fine. Tool assembly, right. So we can now make that musical instrument I was talking about. But again, because we've got a new skill, We need to put somebody on tool assembly, but we do have somebody on tool assembly, so that's good. It's good. Who's this? Working too hard. Take you off cooking. Actually, let's keep you on cooking. No. Yeah, we'll take you off cooking. Just so you got some downtime. Now, is anyone hunting? Nobody is hunting yet. Right, so now I can set this to spears. And all of our spears will be here. Stone pickaxe.
Persona.
There we go. Right, so we're doing our first bit of hunting. And you can see they're pretty much rubbish to start with. But we finally get one spear in the back of the alpaca. But what you'll find is they won't finish the job. So we've got one guy who's on spear hunting job. So if we go to Sapiens again, and Lemeo is on too many jobs. So we'll take him off wood building. So he's not overloaded. And we just have to wait now until we have a second spear, because you need about 2 spears to kill. Hey, Nate had a baby girl. That's cool. You'll notice as well we don't have any babies. They're instantly children. That's something I expect to see change in the future, thus making the women less available for gathering jobs and stuff, because they have to look after the baby. Needs 1 branch, so we're out of branches again. Come on, apple trees. There's 1 branch, 2 branch, 3 branch, 4 branch. You can see how not having branches is a big pain in the ass. Once we've got this area here, it's going to make life so much easier. But it will take about 2 years. There's that alpaca. Did he run off with the spear in his arse? Is that him? No, I don't think it is. Yeah, we're going to have some grumpy people here. So tomorrow might be hunting day. Once we get some branches and we make some spears, we should then be good. We got 2 spears. We do have 2 spears. I don't know where that alpaca went. He may have run off with the spear in his bum, never to be seen again. Very possible indeed. Come on, you two. Blooming hell. Middle of the night, nearly. Oh, you're just going to sleep outside, are you? I'm going to let him sleep outside as punishment for being an idiot. But at least he can bring some branches back with him, so it'll all be good. Right, so we have 2 spears. How many people do we have on hunting? Just 1 person. Not good, is it? So we're going to add this guy and this guy. And then obviously we need to come in here and say, right, you don't need to be diplomacy. You don't need to do investigation. Thing is, if you take them off general labour, this is worth noting as well. If you take them off general labour, when they've killed an alpaca, they won't actually bring it back. Oh, there's the alpaca we killed. We attacked, rather. It's not dead yet. Still got the spear stuck in his leg. Good which is not nice, is it? I mean, it's not fair. Right, so we're going to prioritise this because we've maxed out the orders. We've got people doing so many different things, but that's okay. And the weather is warm again, so we've got through the cold season. We've survived. We've grown the clan. We're up to how many people now? 12 people now, which is very, very good. And everyone's quite happy. This guy's learning how to throw a spear properly. This seems to be the only alpaca in the entire area, which is a bit of a pain. There's another one there. Not many alpacas though. One thing you can't do yet in the game, I'd love to see included in the future, is actually sort of looking after that animals, you know, creating pens and keeping them as pets and breeding them, and basically animal husbandry, I think it's called, is the appropriate term. Right, good stuff. So that just needs to be collected now. So he just runs off instead of collecting all the meat. I don't know why he does that. Just does it to irritate me. I'm absolutely sure of that. Right, how are we doing for seeds? Any more seeds in the area? No? No, no more seeds. No seeds there either. What I might do is just say, within this area, grab me lots of seeds. Within this area, grab me lots of seeds. Then we can plant a few more trees over here. And that's basically it, guys. I think that's everything I need to show you. I've got you from the point of having absolutely nothing to the point of being self-sufficient. Obviously, things like the pumpkins, wherever they were. If you pick the pumpkins up, there they are. If you pick up a pumpkin, you can plant the pumpkin seeds over here, and then you'll have pumpkins right next to you. Same with the apple trees, but they're not too far away, so always a good idea to be near apple trees. And just put stuff inside, because if you put it inside, it'll stay fresher for longer. Very simple. Very simple stuff, really. And always try and earmark things for certain things. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else we need to put in there. I'll leave them as accept alls. But yeah, that's it, guys. We're back round to the summer again, but this time we have a massive longhouse. We're ready for more people to come and join us, and you know, everybody's happy. The happiness scale is right up there, except for this idiot who slept on the floor yesterday, and the pessimist is always going to be grumpy no matter what you do. Making sure that everyone's got enough rolls, but not too many, and there's enough beds for everyone. That's it. That's pretty much the core element of it. And obviously there's a lot of fun you can have with building and creating stuff. But yeah, I mean, just sort of experiment, play away, and enjoy it. That's my advice. Enjoy the game, enjoy the experience. And as the game grows, there'll be more stuff to do, more fun to have. So yeah, please do me a like, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more tutorials like this and more gameplay. If you want to watch some gameplay, there's some on this channel, SimUK Reviews, and also loads over on SimUK Ultimate Realism of a completely different tribe. And yeah, there's an awful lot of fun to have here. I really like this game. I think it's just brilliantly built, and it puts a big fat smile on my face. The freedom you have and the way that everything sort of works together. You can just sit and watch your sapiens milling about, getting on with the jobs they've got to get on with. It's fantastic. I think it's absolutely fantastic. I love it to bits, and I hope you do too. Please do come back. Send me links to any videos that you make of your sapien cities and stuff. I'd love to see them. I'd love to see how you get on. And any questions you have, please feel free to ask. Any suggestions you have, please feel free to leave them in the comments, and that will help other people as well. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.
Makapona. Oweka.
Nisona.
Nisona. Sinapona alapona. Sinapilinsini.
Minasona alasona. Mipilin pona.
Pilin pona.
Mosuna pona.
Makapona.
Sona ala. Pupona.
Sinasona.
Inawiki
Oh,
nawe. Mokupona.